What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Think About It podcast. I'm Big A.
Your boy Joe. What's good, y'all?
What's going on, Joe?
Chilling, bro.
This is our first one-on-one episode. We always have a guest.
Yep,
but we tried something new. We're trying to figure out this podcast system thing here.
Yep.
We're going to try to release a new episode every week.
Every week, every Friday, 3 p.m.
That's the goal right now. That's
every
the
Friday,
goal.
3 p.m. It's going to happen.
We're going to try to keep up with what's going on in the world and try to keep you guys up with fresh news. And I promise you guys at least an episode a week. That's what I'm going to try to do. That's the promise right now, man.
It's going to happen, bro. We going to do it.
So what we talking about, bro? Talk to me, man.
Shit, let's start off. Diddy trial.
Man, bro. That it's getting, just when you thought it was ugly, it's getting worse, bro. There's no way this man walks away from this, bro. There's just no way he walks away from this, bro.
Do you think this, was there actual real hard evidence, though? That's my question, for real. Like, is there real hard evidence against that? You know what I mean? Of course, nobody wants to think that.
Bro, from what's coming out, this shit is on another level of freak, bro. Like, freak on another level, bro. Like, it's just wild, bro. Like, orgies and threesomes and
it's crazy.
Paying dudes to sleep with their wives and all kinds of just pure craziness coming out, bro. And I feel like every day there's just adding more and more and more and more. I don't know if people are like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about it because he's in jail and maybe I can make some money off of this.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, but I feel like people are just coming out of everywhere, bro. You know, like
everybody was quiet about it. How come nobody said anything 20, 30 years ago whenever it happened? You know what I mean? Like,
you know what else has got me bugging out?
Is this some like
all of a sudden, yo, bro, all of a sudden Justin Bieber's going broke and he just sold his entire catalog for $200 million. He's the youngest person to ever. Usually you sell your catalog when you're like ready to retire, like your 60s or whatever. He did it now, bro, which is wild, bro. They're saying that he was going broke. He was having hard times with money and he needed cash. So he sold his whole catalog, bro, for $200 million.
How is that possible, though, if he's going broke? Just the one song alone is probably still making him millions and millions of dollars a month.
Yeah, but Joe, you know, so to us, millions is a lot. That lifestyle costs millions. So it's millions is coming in and it's going right back out, bro. Like you gotta think security, homes everywhere, all over the country. You're constantly flying. The record companies aren't paying for this. This got to come out of pocket. Somebody's paying for this. You know, that lifestyle doesn't just go away. When was the last time Justin Bieber made a new song?
It's been a while.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been quite a minute.
So he might be living off of residuals from royalties from
that's what I'm
older
saying,
songs.
yeah.
But he's not going to anymore because he just sold his catalog. So whoever just bought it for the $200 million knew what they had, you know? I don't know, bro. It's just a lot of wild things going on. And I feel like almost everybody's involved in this shit, bro. I mean, it's Hollywood, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you look at it and you're like, ew, that's gross or that's crazy. But is it, though? I think when you're part of that life, it's just so normal, bro. It's so like, wait a minute, I can't have any of these girls? Like, I could just walk outside and have any of these girls?
Yeah.
And I could do this and that. And, like, the power trip is unbelievable, bro. We're talking about a guy like Diddy who's worth $1 billion or was worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, he's worth shitloads of money. And I think when you got that kind of power, bro, you could do whatever you want, whether it is sleep with a guy or guys or whatever it may be, bro. Whatever's coming out that he's been doing, I'm just like, damn, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But am I surprised by this? Nah, bro, I'm really not, man. I'm really not. I'm really not, bro, because little old me, I've been invited to some crazy parties and I've seen some shit where I've been like,
yo,
damn.
You better not, bro.
No.
I swear.
Nothing of that level. But I've seen some shit, right?
Yeah.
So I can only imagine these, multi-hundred millionaires and billionaires partying. It's got to be out of control, bro. It has to be, you know? So
I've heard some wild shit, bro. I used to be a huge conspiracy theorist back in the day. Used to look at all this. Now, just like I stay away from it.
Yeah.
It got nothing to do with me, so I'm gonna stay the fuck away.
No, I respect it. Yeah, of course, bro.
They keep throwing this shit in your face. Every you stroll on your Instagram,
every other
all you're
swipe,
seeing
right, bro?
is Diddy. Like,
Yeah.
bro, get this shit off my page.
Mm-hmm,
But I figured I'd bring it up since it's.
Well, I think it's the biggest thing, the biggest news going on right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, wow. How about the stock market? Just 3 months ago, everybody thought the world was over. I'm making videos about calm down, everything's gonna be okay. This is a correction. Whatever it is, we're in the middle of negotiations with other countries.
Yep.
Yeah, the market's gonna crash. People get scared. People sell off. Bro, these are the times that investors, we wait for this, bro. We wait. This is our Black Friday, bro. This is our Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what, we in May right now? We're in May. And let me tell you, bro, if you bought in the last 60, 90 days, you've doubled your money.
Yeah.
You've doubled your money, bro. Like, or it's on its way to doubling.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is that you've made way more money than if it was in savings right now. You know what I'm saying? Great example. Tesla was what? At a high of 488. Mind you, don't go looking. This is just me throwing out numbers from what I remember. Tesla was at an all-time high of 488, and it went down to $200.
Crazy, right?
What made that happen? He became the head of the DOGE.
Yeah.
So it became very political, and shareholders were scared. They were like, yo, what's going on here? To the point where people were protesting against Tesla, their dealerships all over the world, bro.
Yeah.
I saw a Tesla the other day and it had a sticker on the back and it said, I bought this before Elon went crazy. And it's like, come on, he didn't go crazy, bro. Like, he's just, the man's got his hands in a lot of cookie jars.
Get more involved. Yeah.
To the point that on Friday, just before market closed, it hit 350. So if you would have bought it at 200 60 days ago, and mind you, I'm just throwing out numbers here.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, 45, 60 days ago, at 2, and it's at 350, you're up 75%, bro.
Yeah.
So as the market was dipping my long-term account, I kept adding more to it. To me, it's like, why have money in savings when I could throw it over here? And I know what's going to happen, because when the market crashed, my long-term went down like 300 grand. I got that all back already, bro. Within 60 days, it all came right back. Was I nervous? Not really, because this was a little bit different than other things that I've dealt with in the stock market. I've dealt with corrections. This was Donald Trump negotiating and not giving a fuck, bro. Like, did you see what he did with the Canadian? One of the big dogs from Canada. He was like, oh, he's talking to Trump and he's like, oh, we're not going to be doing this and we're not going to be doing this with you guys anymore. And he was like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We don't want your cars anymore. We're bringing all our manufacturing back to the U.S. And bro, he just went down a whole list of shit that he's shutting down in Canada. And the guy was just like, he didn't even know what to do, bro. He was just like all nervous, like
wasn't expecting that response
at all, bro.
Yep.
I think he was expecting Trump to fold and be like,
yes,
oh, we apologize. Don't worry about it. Da da da. Bro, this man doesn't give a fuck, bro. Like he's out there playing hardball. I hope nobody gets butthurt about this political conversation.
They will. But it's all good though.
And I'm with it, bro, because this is real life. This is actually happening. Everything we're dealing with, those eggs that you're complaining about, has to do with this. The chicken and everything that's gone up, all has to do with this. Now, tariffs haven't taken place. Everything's been on pause for the next 90 days.
Did they just do a temporary?
Yeah, it's a temporary.
Right?
Yeah. But I just don't see it happening, bro, because we've taken on $4 trillion in the last 2 or 3 months. Added to the U.S., bro. $4 trillion. That's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see 2025 in the next 4 years being amazing financially. If you're invested, or if you're in the tech world, you're gonna blossom and it's gonna be amazing. You may not agree with me, and that's okay. But numbers don't lie, and the numbers are adding up. Those commas are adding. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there.
I feel like that's like the rich. The rich get richer. People dumping in. If you have the money to invest it in, they're definitely gonna make that money.
Bro, Nvidia hit 155 all-time high. It went down to $87. I'll never forget. I was in my workshop and I'm trading, and I seen 87. And I was like, yo, I gotta get in. I gotta buy more.
Yeah.
87 is crazy. But as an investor, I paused for a minute. I'm like, will it go down to 85? Will it go down to 84? Because it may not seem like a lot, but if I buy 100 shares at 87, that's 8,700, right? If it goes down to 86, I just lost $100.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I got in at 88. I got in at 88. I paused at I hesitated at 87, bought in at 88. I bought 100 shares, and now it's at 130, 135. in just 60 days, bro. So not only did I get back everything that I lost, I got back way more than that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is why I surpassed the 300 that I lost. You know, here's the thing.
You only lose if you pull it out.
I guarantee you 90% of people that are working, like I have 9 to 5s and have a Roth or a 401k, they don't babysit it. All they know is that it comes out of their paycheck and whatever. When I retire, that's there.
Yeah.
But if you actually looked at your 401k, it tanked 50%, 40%. Everything did. You know? The only thing is I don't have a Roth or a 401k. So I need to manage my retirement. I need to make sure that my long term is good. So when I get older, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Now my option trading has been crazy, bro. The option calls have been hitting left and right. It's been amazing.
So I remember whenever we did my podcast back in the day, the Beyond Soul podcast. If you guys want to go check it out. For
sure.
You were telling me that you don't do too much of that. Now it seems like you're doing a fucking ton of that.
Option 6
calls.
months ago, I was just learning how to do option calls.
That's probably when it was. It was like November last year.
There you go. There you go. And I had just gotten back from Atlanta. One of my shows.
Yep.
Yeah. And since then I've gotten better. I'm not great at it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the fuck am good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so explain real quick what an option call is, someone that does not know what an option call is.
So just real quick. So an option call is let's just say Tesla. You could do a put or a call. A put is you're betting against the market that it'll go down. A call is that you're betting that it'll go up. So let's just say the bid to buy a contract is $8. It's that number times 100. That contract is 8 times 100. It's $800.
Yeah.
If you hold it and you hit let's say so that's just for shits and giggles. Let's say today's May 1st, and you put a date out for July 1st. You have between May 1st and July 1st to hit that price target. So let's say the stock is at 300. If you believe in it that well and you put in a call for 320, so remember it's at 300. I believe that in the next 60 days it's going to go up to 320. So I'll put in a call for 320 for June 1st or July, because we're in May, right? So May, June, July. Yeah, July 1st. And if it hits that number, I double my money.
Does it have to be surpassed that number? So what if it hits it before that date? Does that still automatically?
As it starts approaching if it let's say it's the middle of June and it's like at 115, you're already starting to go into the plus on it.
Got it.
Yeah, because the bid starts to go up because now people are like, oh shit, the numbers are going up on it. So the contract gets a little bit more expensive. And at that point I can sell off whenever I want.
Got it.
You know, it's a lot more technical than all that. I promise you it is. And I won't get that deep into debt because it's a lot, bro. But it's fucking amazing, bro. I love it, bro. I'll give you a great example. Wednesday morning, I bought a contract on this company called CRWV, CoreWeave, and they're AI based. In 24 hours, I hit 118% on it.
Holy shit.
118%, bro.
You must have knew something about that stock beforehand.
So they got into business where Nvidia. Nvidia's backing them up. Like there's a lot of good news on CRWV. And the stock went from 60 to 70. But when that happens, it's guaranteed there's gonna be a little pullback because people get hyped, they start buying, and then they do a pump and dump. They'll buy it, and then they'll sell it and make. But you gotta think, if you got 1,000 shares and you made $3 on a share and you dump it, you just made $3,000 in a few hours, right?
Yeah.
So me and my buddy Angel, GQ Customz, we've been fucking around with CRWV, and he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, hey, don't buy it yet." And I was like, "Damn, I was about to buy it at 68. I was about to buy it at 68 and put in like a $75 contract."
Yeah.
He's like, "Nah, hold off." I held up, and just before I went to the gym, bro, I bought it at $64. The next day it went up to 80, bro. So that contract went through the roof, bro. Through the roof. I bought a $70 contract. It was at 64. I bought a $70 contract. Not only did it hit it, it surpassed it. And my numbers just went through the roof, bro, giving me 118% profit on it.
In order to do these option calls, do you have to have a certain amount of money inside there? Does it require anything for you to do it?
So I know you could do it on Robinhood. So I'm assuming on Robinhood, you don't need to have a certain amount of money because you can buy fractions.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works on Robinhood. All I know is that it is on Charles Schwab. You got to buy a whole.
You got to buy a full stock.
A full stock, yes.
Full stock.
Yes. Yeah.
So for the people that are just trying to get into stocks right now, this is not financial advice at all. It's going to be on the screen anyway, so we're
For sure.
protected.
For sure.
But what are some good apps at the starter that knows absolutely fucking nothing, that's just starting up on YouTube looking up videos on how to do stocks? What apps would you, or websites would you require? Would you tell them to use?
100%. So when I get that question asked all the time, and I always recommend Robinhood or Webull. Webull's another one. They're very similar. For my granddaughter's long-term account, I use Cash App.
Cash App.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And shout outs to her. Her account is up like 40%, which is fucking phenomenal. I personally use Charles Schwab. I love Charles Schwab. Once again, with Charles Schwab, if the stock is $500 a share, you got to pay $500 for the entire share. On Robinhood, you could put $10 and get a tenth, a little piece of the pie, bro, which is better than nothing. That's why one of the things that I hate the most, bro, when I talk investments, when I'm talking money, people are like, oh, but I don't got that kind of money. You don't need that kind of money. Whatever that kind of money is to you, you don't need that. If you could spare $20 a week, it's better than nothing, bro. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, look, pick 4 stocks, Meta, Nvidia, Apple, whatever, CoreWeave, and put $5 in each one every week. Instead of having an extra burger that week, don't. Knock one thing off your list that you do weekly, knock one thing off and hold on to that money and invest it.
That's $6 Starbucks coffee. Put that
maybe that. Maybe cut out the coffee. It'll help you physically, mentally, and I guarantee you, here's the thing. The few people that have listened to me and have done that and have started with the 20 a week are now investing 100, 200 a week. Why? Because they're seeing the percentages and they're like, yo, my account is up 30% and I've made X, Y, Z. Yo, imagine if I had 1,000 in there or 2,000 in there. Yeah. How about 10,000? If you had 10,000, 30% is 13,000, bro. And when you start seeing numbers like that and profit numbers like that, it does something to your stomach and your brain. You're like, wait a minute. I hope that people can understand and just pump the brakes and be like, no, I'm not gonna go out to drink this weekend. Instead, I'm gonna take that extra $150 that I would have spent at the bar and I'm gonna dump it into the market. If you're in your 20s, your 30s, now's the time to do this, bro. Like we're talking about retirement in your 40s. Yeah. If you start in your 20s, you know what I'm saying? What a few thousand a year invested can do to your life is life-changing, bro. Life-changing. I would say that this is something I read, but it's not. It's something that I actually live. And living, and I'm seeing it, And I started investing in the stock market when I was 40, and I'm 46. I'll be 47 this year. So it's never too late, bro. But you have to start, And I'm not saying you have to start. I'm just saying you as a
everybody.
Yeah. Because once again, I'm not bro. I don't even got a GED, bro. Like I'm a ninth grade dropout. So you don't have to listen to me. I promise you don't. But I'm just saying the things that I've done, have worked. So
as of right now, to date, what are 3 stocks? If you had to pick 3 stocks, what are 3 stocks that are the best for
Number one,
to invest in?
Not even a question. Number 1 right now, Nvidia.
Nvidia
is tech, is AI driven. Number 2 for me would probably be Meta. Meta okay. is Facebook, Instagram. You don't use Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, of course.
And there's no other social media that's touching them. They're killing it with revenue ads. Killing it, bro. Number 3, Tesla. Those are my top 3, bro. Love it or not, bro. All politics aside, all the bullshit aside, strictly business. The moment Tesla releases the robo-taxi option on your car, it's game over, bro. I think it's gonna be game over for Uber. I think it's gonna be game over for Lyft. The same way taxis are gone. Yeah. Uber had a good run, but imagine owning a $50,000 Model S, let's just say, or whatever, just a Tesla, and you get home from work, or you're at work, and your car's in the parking lot, and you go on your app and you put that shit to work, and when you're done with your day, oh shit,
making money for you,
made $300 today.
Yeah,
while I was at work. Yeah, the car's getting a lot of mileage on it, but if you look at it as a business, the car becomes a write-off. The car pays itself off, and you could probably go buy yourself a new Tesla every 2 or 3 years if you want. How about the robots? When those robots are released, bro, they're like on the 4th version right now of the Tesla robot. They're getting better and better and better. They just released a video of the newest one. Bro, this motherfucker dances better than me.
I've seen it. It's fucking insane.
bro.
I just saw that a
That
couple
shit
days
was
ago.
just dancing
Yeah.
on one leg. It was just chilling, bro. And I'm like, the first one it came out, it was like, hello, like on some real robotic shit.
Yeah.
This one, bro, if it had like fake skin on it,
You can't
would
tell the
think it was a
difference.
person, bro.
Yeah.
And don't sleep, bro. That shit is coming, bro. Because you see, in China, they're making all these fake ass sex dolls, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you take that and you combine it? I could see Diddy buying one of them shits. I could see him buying 5 or 6 of them shits and getting sucked off all day long. Like, shit'll be crazy, robotic.
Yo,
You know what
how
I'm
come
saying?
you got all male robots, bro? What's going on?
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, but this is the future. You know, I'll bring it way back. When I was a kid, I used to watch this show called The Jetsons.
Yeah.
And I never thought that shit would be realistic. And here the fuck we are, bro.
How long do you think until them robots will actually like drop to the consumer? Let me put it this way: even with or without the prices, to buy whenever they come available to purchase.
I think the robo taxi will be before Christmas 2025.
Nah, you think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Self-driving everything.
Self-driving and everything. Yeah, bro.
You
Yeah.
think that early?
I think so. Yeah, bro. That's their main focus right now. They're on that shit, bro.
I figured that we would wait at least until they have a pre-order. It'd probably be at least a year after that.
For the robo taxi,
Yeah.
the robo taxi,
Robotaxi, yeah.
that's going to be available on all Teslas.
So it's not just a specific.
No, bro.
I thought it was a specific
No, bro.
model
no,
that
no.
they have.
You could take your model right now and you could turn it
So
into.
it's just like a computer upgrade.
Yes,
like,
bro. That's exactly what it is. Remember, these Teslas all have this already preloaded, and you could just purchase it.
Yeah, the self-driving feature.
Yeah, bro.
But I thought like specifically for
Nah,
the
bro.
robo-taxi.
Nope.
So the robo-taxi is not a specific vehicle.
It is
Robo-taxi is like a program
No.
that you can purchase for your car.
Correct,
Let's call
correct.
it. It's an app for your car.
But they're also working on that small competitive like $30,000 vehicle.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be called like the model. Damn, I don't want to make it up.
It's like
But
a mini version or something.
It's like a smaller Model 3.
Okay.
And if that releases for $30,000, I know for a fact because my little brother just bought one. You can't even buy a Honda Civic for that price.
Yeah, facts. Brand new.
A
Yeah.
Toyota Corolla.
Yep.
So how you gonna compete with a Tesla?
Yeah.
That's electric. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, bro. He's headhunting, bro. He's headhunting. But right now, it looks like the company isn't doing shit because Elon's fucking crazy. It looks like he's going bananas right out here right now. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, the guy's not. Guys like that are that smart, bro, are not normal human beings. Look at fucking Bill Gates. That guy's like, he talks and it sounds like a robot. Steve Jobs was another one.
Yeah, he was a weirdo.
Yeah, they're weird, but
Yeah.
but are they? Or they're so smart, bro. It's what back in my days we would consider the nerd. Yo, look at this fucking
Yeah,
nerd.
yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
Well, that nerd is somebody's boss today, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sorry to say, bro, nerds rule the world, bro. Straight up and down, bro. Those cool bullies in school, they ain't shit. As a matter of fact, they're working for those nerds today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, bro. Nvidia, Meta, Tesla, those are my top 3, bro. If I had to get rid of my entire portfolio, those are the 3 that I would keep long term on a long term account.
Yeah. Would you say that those 3 alone have made you more money in the stock market than all the other stocks combined?
I know for a fact that just one of those stocks has made me 7 figures.
Just one
Yeah. In 2020, I made 900,000 off of Tesla
in 1 year.
in 1 year.
Do you mind me
From-
asking how much you put in to get that?
Yeah, 160 turned into a little over $1 million.
162 million
160,
under a year.
Yeah. Yeah. But it cost me a divorce. Like, I'll never forget, like, I remember asking my ex-wife at the time, and it was like pulling teeth, bro, because during the recession of '08, we lost a lot, bro. We lost a lot, so she was nervous and she was scared.
Yeah.
And I remember telling her, babe, let me put 10,000 in. Let me play around with the stock market. Let me try this out. You know, like, let me get in there. Like, let me really get my feet wet. And she was like, all right, but only 10. A week later, I'm like, 20 more, and then 50 more. And then I'm showing her, I'm like, yo, look, it's up 40% already. Like, imagine if we would have put the whole thing in there.
Yeah.
You know what? Do whatever you want. Go ahead. Fuck it. Do whatever you want. I don't want to know about it. I did. But what happened was 2020 had me so focused on just the pandemic, my business, the stock market, that I had my blinders on, bro, because I was printing money. And I wasn't focused on my family, bro. I wasn't. And what happened in November 2020? We got divorced. You know, so I say that to say this. Like, if you're chasing the bag for a living and your person doesn't get that, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Because in the beginning is all good. Like, yeah, babe, I love you, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know, and then you start making a few dollars, and obviously you take those few dollars and you go do things with your person. But when that printer's printing, bro, you ain't got time to stop. You don't have time. Just let that bag fill up. And I did that.
You almost get addicted to it too when you start to.
I would like to say
that, like,
it is an addiction, bro, because I be on vacation. It be the weekend, and I'm like, is it Monday yet? Is it Monday yet? Like, bro, I look forward
is
to
it
Mondays.
Monday yet?
I look forward to Mondays like your 9 to 5 employee looks forward to Friday.
Yeah.
Because on the weekends, this is what I do.
The different pay grades, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not making no money on the weekends, bro. But I'm trying to learn how to change my mindset and understand that 5 days a week of making money is enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just there has to be a point, because this is one thing that I've learned is this: money's numbers, and numbers don't end. So you have to ask yourself, where am I happy? What makes me happy? How much do I need to be happy? And I'm a very, very simple dude, bro. I don't need nothing extravagant, bro. I just want to be able to live, eat, and breathe, bro. Like, I just want to, like, everything else, if it comes, great. But I'm not chasing any more bags, bro. I'm not, bro. I'm too old for that shit, bro. I've been in the sneaker world for 25 years. Yeah. 23. No, 25. September will be 25 years. 90% of the dudes in the sneaker world today aren't even 25 years old.
Yeah, that's
you know
facts.
What I'm saying? I've been doing this for a very long time. I've shaked some amazing hands. I've met a lot of amazing people, bro. It's taken me to parts around the world that I never thought I'd see, all on the love of shoes, bro. And I'm blessed by that. But there has to come a point where I don't ever want to leave the sneaker world as oh yeah, I remember him. He used to be that guy. Yeah. I want to leave on top and let as many of you come in and do customs all day long, bro. For example, GQ Customz. It's my homie. Put him on. Daniel Grant Customs. Put him on. Bro, I put anybody on, bro. I'm not out here gatekeeping, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Unique Sneaks. My man hit me up. Yo, hey, how do I build a portfolio? Let's do this, baby. I got you. Turn that shit into crazy money. Blazendary. Yo, hey, what's up? Help me out with bang. Millions. Like, I got dudes, bro, underneath my belt, bro, that I've helped out, and I love that shit, bro. Because you're not going to stop my bread. Me teaching you how to make money when the stock market doesn't affect me. Yeah. As a matter of fact, all of you should go and buy, because when you buy, it brings it up. It brings the market cap up. And when the market cap goes up, I make more money, right? Like, the beauty of going to sleep, bro, and waking up. And, for example, Wednesday to Thursday, imagine, bro, it was $10,000 on that call, and I wake up the next day to 22.
That's fucking crazy.
That's 12 grand, dog.
Holy
That's
shit.
nothing. Tuesday on the way to the airport, I was in Puerto Rico. Tuesday on the way to the airport, I got a contract with Tesla. Wednesday, when I wake up, it's at 47%. I sold it, bro. I was like, yo, take your profits and run. You know, could it have gone further? Yeah, if I would have left it, it would have hit 100%. But you can't be, greed will fuck you up in this game, bro. Because you're like, ooh, it's at 40, 45%, 50% this contract. Ooh. And you just keep watching it, bro. You blink, that shit'll go down to negative like that, bro. And I've seen it. I've seen it. When I first started day trading, I was up $1,000 on my first call. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Went to lunch, came back, and it was negative 300. I'll never forget that shit. I wish Sean was here, bro. He'll tell you, yo, real shit, bro. But I had to go through that to learn how to play this game. Yeah. So this is a fucking warning. Option trading is absolute betting. It's betting. That's what you're doing. You're betting that the market's going up or down. Yeah. So it is gambling, and it is betting, and it's not easy, bro. So if you're gonna get into this game, make sure you do your due diligence and do your homework. Yeah. And make sure you're if you're gonna get in the Discord, make sure they got a good rate. Like, don't go into your homie's Discord who has 2 people and he's charging you $100 a month, and you just want to help him out. Like, nah, bro. Everybody keeps telling me, yo, when you gonna open up a Discord?
Are you in a Discord?
I am not in a Discord.
You have no Discord. Do you even know how to use a Discord?
I don't.
No disrespect. You don't?
No, I don't. Okay, I don't, bro. No. But what's funny is my older brother was in one, and I paid for it. I told him, yo, bro, get into this one. It was called Dono Trades, Dono Trades. And bro, my brother was like, yo, bro, here are today's trades, da 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 da. And we were killing it for a little while, bro. It was beautiful. But that kind of went that way, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like guys like the Wall Street Trapper. My man shows his entire portfolio all the time, bro.
Yeah.
And I've been following him before he had $1 million. And the other day, his account was at over 4 million. Some people will never show that, bro, because although I am educating you, some people will look at that and hate on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, why would I give that information for free as well?
Right.
That's
right.
probably the same thing.
Yeah, and I respect it. But, bro, at the end of the day, this kind of information can help somebody out, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And here's the mind fuck, bro. Like, I know in our community, bro, a lot of people are struggling right now. Money's tight and all that. But there's no way you can't invest $10 a week, bro. $20 a week. Yeah. You sure can, bro. And if you can't, then you need major financial help, bro. Major financial help. And if people are like, yo, but $20 isn't going to do anything.
$20 multiplied by,
bro, that's
how many? 52.
Yeah. And that's the number right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a little over $1,000.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's not so much the 1,000. It's the percentage and the compounding. So let's say that year you put that 1,000 in, your portfolio went up 30%. So now you're starting off year 2 with 1,300. Mind you, you're still adding to it. But 1,300 may not seem like, what the fuck am I gonna do with $1,300? What you gonna do with no dollars if you don't ever start?
Yeah.
And like I said, most people that do start and they start with the 10, 15, $20 a week, once they see that percentage going up, it motivates them to pause their lives. Maybe stop smoking cigarettes, maybe stop smoking weed, maybe stop doing drugs, maybe stop drinking, maybe stop going to the strip club, going out to the clubs, all this unnecessary shit. And focus on yourself, bro. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to work to the day you die. You don't want that, bro. You know, like, I got homies inviting me all the time out to eat, to the clubs and to go out to eat. And I'm down with the eating part, bro, but I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to go spend $400 on a bottle of Hennessy.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get up Monday morning and go to your job, bro, to go make $1,000 a week. You just blew half of it on a bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
That to me doesn't make no sense, bro. I know the way I live life and the way I think is, it might sound like I'm cheap and frugal or whatever it is, but I'd rather take that 400, bro, and put 3 of it into the stock market and take the other 100 and go out to eat. I'm a simple dude, bro. I don't need all that cool fancy shit, bro. I just don't, bro.
That's not being frugal, bro. That's being smart with your money. That's what that is.
Right. But then,
being smart with that money.
There's also points where I just got off my 14th flight and it's May. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like right now I'm at a point where I want to live, Joe.
I don't think I've seen anybody go on more flights than this motherfucker right here. Every week, this man, I'm going to Puerto Rico, I'm going to Dominican Republic, I'm going to Saudi, I'm going to New York. Like, bruh, when we going to record? When we going to record?
Well, I mean,
shout out to Monster, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but there comes a point in your life where my divorce really shook me, bro. It really shook me and woke me up, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, in every which way, mentally, physically, financially, all of that, bro. And I've recognized that, you know, my ex-wife is a fucking queen, bro. I recognize that. But it took time. I recognize that losing weight was the best choice I could have ever made. This all came from falling on my face. That's what I call 2020, falling on my face. I made the most money I've ever made in my life in 1 year without working. But I lost so much from working.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I've learned that lesson today, bro. So that's why, like, when I first started traveling, I remember my ex told me, "You're taking off a Friday? Oh my God. A work day? Like, you're taking off?" And I was like, I know, funny, right? Like, yeah, you're right. But you know what? It took me to go through all this to learn that you can chase money all day long, bro. But if you don't get to enjoy it, what's the point?
Yeah. What's
the point, bro? You know, and like I said, I don't need the Greece Mykonos trip. I don't need that. I don't need the Florence, Italy. Have I done that? I'm going to. It's gonna happen. But it's not something where it's a must. You know what I'm saying? I'll get there when I get there. And that's just that, bro. The point is to be able to lay down, go to sleep, and wake up and work if you want to work. That freedom, bro,
that's
that financial freedom.
Yeah.
That financial freedom is so different, bro. It's so different. Like I said, bro, I think this year I've traveled maybe 60, 70 days out of the year already, which is wild to me, bro.
That's a lot.
Because I used to calculate the hour to the dollar, bro. So for me to be taking that many days off is wild to me, bro. Really, it really is. Like my days have gotten shorter and shorter and shorter, bro. Like I used to start at 6 a.m. and I would work to 6 p.m. Now I might start at 8, 9 in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'll work till 2. Because I gotta be at the gym at 3. Because I'm in that bitch to 5. I gotta be at my daughter's by 5:30 to go see my daughter and my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be back home by 7. Because I want to be in bed by 9 so I can wake up again at 5 so I can go on my walk. Like I'm very, very disciplined. People make fun of me. They're like, damn, bro, 5 a.m. on a Saturday? Bro, Saturday morning I was at the beach.
Yeah.
You know, people calling me 8 a.m. Yo, what you doing today? What you doing today? I already went to the beach. I walked 3 miles, had breakfast. What you doing today, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at life a lot different now, Joe. I really do, man.
Definitely get more wisdom as you grow.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
bro, of
the more
course.
shit you go through, the more shit you understand.
And you know what's funny? You think you know it all? Yo, bro, I don't know shit, bro. I'm learning every fucking day, bro. I'm learning who the real ones are. I'm learning who my new circle is. I'm learning how to make money with money. Like every day I'm learning, bro.
Yeah.
I'm learning that I fucked up my marriage. I'm learning how to be a better man to women that I date. I've become such a
Bro, you just said women that I date. Women.
no. But since I've gotten divorced, I've dated a lot of different women.
Yeah.
And in every relationship, I've taken something from that, like, oh wow, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like I had one that I used to date, and this Dominican girl, and she told me once, I don't forget, that was the last day she was here, and she left. She goes, you know what, Ariel? It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
And I was like, ouch, that shit hurts.
Yeah.
You know, she goes, always put yourself in that person's shoes before you say what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, damn, thank you for that. I appreciate that shit. And she cried and drove away, bro. And that shit broke my heart because I was like, damn, she was a good woman, but she wanted to have kids, bro. I wasn't at that moment. I wasn't trying to have kids.
Yeah.
Today, believe it or not, bro, if I was to
I
end
remember
up
when
with
Chris was here, you said you would
yo, bro,
find the right
I'm
one.
dead
you won't have a
serious,
kid.
bro. Like I said, my buddy Ray, bro, grateful. That man had a baby when late 40s, and his son is his best friend, bro. Like they're homies, bro, and it's beautiful.
Is that what made you change your mind?
It-
Kind of pushed you towards
yeah,
at least?
like yo, bro, if I fall in love and the right woman just have it to come around and she ends up pregnant, I'll be with it, bro. It'll be kind of cool to have a granddaughter that's older than her aunt or uncle, you know what I'm saying? Like, or my grandsons will be older and shit. You know, like, sweetie, you want to go play with your titi? You want to go play with like, it is what it is, bro. I've heard of some crazier shit than that. Look at Trump. Trump is what, 80?
He's
And
old.
he has his son Barron, who's like, what, a teenager?
I think it's like 18 or something.
Yeah, you
17,
see what I'm
18,
saying?
yeah.
So, come on, bro. Like, man, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. Whatever. Like I said before, bro. I'm done with asking why. I'm done with asking why. God's been playing chess in my life for a very long time, bro. He's been removing and adding people, and doing things that at the moment don't make no sense. And you always ask, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And then time goes by and you look and you're like, oh shit. Oh shit. Bro, this was the first house I looked at out of about 100. This was the first home, and I did not want it. I did not want this house because I didn't want a pool. I didn't want to be in a private HOA subdivision.
Yeah.
I didn't want any of that. If I wanted to paint my house purple, I could have painted it purple.
Yeah, facts.
I barely use my pool, right? So it's just one of those things where I came from a home that has a pool, my ex-wife's house, and I was like, that's just a headache. I don't want to deal with that no more. And every house I looked at just wasn't the one, bro. And then I love buying fixer-uppers. So that's what I was in the market for. I wanted a fixer-upper, something that could be worth 400, but I could get it for 2 as is, put 80, 100 into it,
Build equity.
and then build equity right off rip. And this house just had everything I wanted, bro. Everything I wanted, interior-wise, exterior-wise, was perfect, except for, like I said, the HOAs and all that.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this home until I figure out this divorce and I figure out my life. And maybe in 6 months, I'll just use it as a rental property and add it to my portfolio and keep it pushing and go buy my forever home. This house went from a house to my home.
Yeah.
That didn't happen by accident, bro. There's no way this house sat for 2-3 months like it did, and no one got it but me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's meant to be.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I no longer ask those questions, bro. I no longer people. Why God? Why me? Why? Nah, bro. Okay, there's a reason why you did this. Whatever that reason is, hands up. I'm ready. You're in control. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I've been living life, bro. A dropout from Brooklyn shouldn't be day trading. I grew up in New York City, bro. I remember walking through Wall Street and seeing these men, bro, in suits and ties and briefcases just looking super sharp. And some shit you saw on TV, bro. And I'm like, wow, man, that's what an education looks like. That's what being raised right, not in the projects in Brooklyn. That's what that looks like, bro. Nah, bro, not today, bro. The stock market doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
You could be fucking green, black, yellow. I don't care who you are, what your beliefs are, you're Christian, Muslim. I don't care. The stock market doesn't know any of that, bro. All it cares is that you make the right moves and you make that money and you live your life the way you want to live it.
Yeah.
And it's an open market to everybody, bro. And that shit has changed my life to the point where I'm hoping to God that this will be my last year in the sneaker business. I think that's the first time I actually say that publicly.
I think you can't let it go, bro. I don't think you'll be able to let it go.
I love my.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it, bro. Like, I don't do it for the money. I do it because
That's what I'm saying.
I have a passion.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, bro.
It's not a. It's a business as well, but it's slowly turning into more of a hobby than a
It
business.
is.
Right
It
now.
is. It is. It is.
Which, don't get me wrong, it's still a great fucking business.
It is.
But to
It
you, it's becoming more of a hobby. That's how
I'm
I
also
see it.
tired of the cat and mouse game, bro. The getting chased down and all the bullshit that comes along with it, all the legalities. I'm tired of it all, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point where I don't want to deal with none of that shit, bro. I don't want to. Somebody knocking at my door talking about, here, you're served. I don't want to get a letter in the mail. I don't want to deal with none of that anymore, bro. I'm tired of it.
Will you pass it on to somebody?
Yeah,
Like
100%.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the custom business will it would be a shame to just let it go. It would be a
That's
shame.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a few candidates. You know what I'm saying? I got a few candidates. Just like when I decided to stop doing shoes, there was only one person, bro, and it was Daniel. Like, that wasn't even there wasn't a runner-up. There wasn't anybody. Why Daniel, bro? Daniel has babies. He's married. He's a Christian, faithful man. Like, he's a good dude, bro. Very, very hardworking. And I remember when I first met him, and my man was working at one of the Universal Studio hotels. He was doing the plumbing, bro, and he hated every minute of it, bro. And then he would go after that and go do DoorDash. Like, I was like, yo, he's the one. He's the one, bro. Passed it down to him. Life has changed forever, bro. And I love that. I love that because it would have went down the drain because I didn't want to do shoes no more.
Yeah.
I was getting sick and tired of it, you know? And Daniel has always had the passion for it. Now, look at him. He's chilling. I just love looking out for others, bro. That's it, man. I just want to see everybody eat, everybody do well. There's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that. And I hate when people are like, yo, you should have charged for this. You should have charged for that. For what, bro? What am I going to charge? You know what I'm saying? For what? I know you ain't got it, bro. Let me just bless you right now, bro. Let me just bless you, bro. Like this podcast. This podcast has cost me tons of money, bro. We haven't made a black penny off of this yet, bro.
It's scooting, bro.
And I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I'm going to continue to spit knowledge. We're going to continue to spit knowledge.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day something happens. And if it doesn't, I'm still going to continue to spit knowledge, bro. For real, bro. Because the Think About It thing was put in my heart for a reason, bro. It really was. And like, love it or not, bro, like, this is the real world that we're in, bro. The stock market is running. Trump is in office. Yes, I'm a Trump guy. Sorry. Do I like Trump as a person? I think he's a dick. But he runs this country like a fucking absolute business. Yeah. You know, 2 months ago, everybody was like, I told you shouldn't have voted for him. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I get it. I hear where you're coming from. I understand. But look what's happening right now, bro. Watch what's going to happen, you know? And I'm probably going to lose a few followers, and I'm okay with that. Because like in a few weeks, no, matter of fact, next week makes a year that I lost my Instagram account. And I haven't even hit 7,000 followers on my new one, bro. yeah,
Shit's getting tougher, bro.
times are different today, bro.
Yeah.
Gaining followers and all that. People's minds are focused in other places, bro. And
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. And like I said, I don't care. I don't care for the follow. I just need one person to hit me up and be like, yo, hey, I follow your lead, bro, and it's working for me. Thank you. And I get that at least once a week. So I know that I may not have 100,000 followers like I did on my first account. I mean, I have 60,000 plus like I had on my second account. Whatever it is, bro, people listen. And that's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters to me.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro.
And you are self-made. You don't use no financial advisor, no nothing, right? For stocks.
So no. You know, some people are real cocky about that self-made shit, bro. Like I always gotta give props to
No, I get that portion. I know that you've had advice and help and everything.
For sure.
But I'm talking about physically putting money into the stock market.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%.
Has been you.
100%. 100%.
Just know that we have a financial advisor coming on here next week. So
yeah, that's gonna be
make
spicy.
sure you guys tune in between.
That's gonna
two.
be spicy.
I'm gonna kind of step back on that one, let them do their thing, and kind of be like the mediator. So make sure you guys tune in next week when we have the financial advisor. Shout out to Kyle when he pulls up here and watch them go back at it. I can't wait for that, bro.
Well,
I'm excited.
An actual financial advisor versus an uneducated.
No, not uneducated. You definitely educated, but I'm trying to think of the title for that.
Yeah.
Self-made millionaire investor versus financial advisor.
Yeah, you can call it that.
It just goes a little bit back and forth.
call it that.
Let's see what happens.
You could definitely call it that, man. Like I said, I'm excited for that episode for sure. That's next. Yeah, bro. I don't know what else to say, man. Like, I guess the stock market has changed my life. That's what we could call this episode. The stock market has changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's wild, bro. It really is, man. But don't be scared, man. Just know that on the other side of risk is rich. It's my favorite tattoo right now. Is this one right here. You gotta take risks, bro. I've never met a rich man that did not take a risk, bro.
Yeah.
You hear stories about that shit all the time. Yo, I was down to my last 10,000 and I took it and I opened up the restaurant and now we got a chain of 30.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't have a story? That 9-to-5er.
Yeah.
Because he's scared, bro. They take their money and they go and buy shit they clearly can't afford to impress people that don't even know them, bro. But it makes them feel better because they're like, you know what? I work hard. I deserve this. Okay. All right, cool. Let me know when you're 70 how you feeling, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I went through that. I went through the stupidity. I used to get paid for every $10 I made, I spent 11.
In the negative every time?
Yeah, always negative, bro. I would get paid Friday. I was broke by Sunday. I had a great time Saturday night, but I was broke by Sunday, bro.
Yeah.
Hanging out with people I clearly couldn't afford to hang out with, but it just made me feel better because these were some big dogs I was hanging out with, and I wanted to keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? And nah, Ariel, this isn't. Bring it back a notch, bro. Don't you hate waking up Monday morning to go to work, but you do that still Monday to Friday so you can get paid, so you can go act like a baller on Saturday to be broke on Sunday to do it all over again. It's such a nasty cycle, bro.
Yeah. And
I got tired of it, bro. I got so tired of it, bro. And thank God it hit me early. It hit me early, bro. But I did it for a few years, man. And when you realize, and that's why I would say, shout out to my 2 older brothers and my nephew, man. Like, those 3 dudes right there, I've learned a lot from them, bro. I have, man. And you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to learn from your siblings, your parents, and all that, man. Growing up, watching my dad being a hustler too, man, that was another reason why I am where I'm at, bro.
You see what it feels?
Yeah, that's my old man, bro. I miss that old man, bro. Miss him, bro. For real, man. It's been gone almost 20 years, bro. That's just rough, 17 years. But yeah, bro. I don't want to see people, man, that I know in their 50s, 60s still working, bro, and just miserable with nothing, bro. I just want people to understand that you don't need to be in that position that you're in. You don't need to be, bro. But you got to start. Nothing to change if nothing will change.
Yeah.
If there's no change, nothing will change. It's that simple, bro. You got to want to do it. You know? So, I don't know if I said this, but my buddy hit me with this quote the other day. I'm in the gym working out with him, and this motherfucker's an animal, bro. He just goes at it like it's nothing. And here I go, I'm on the bench and I'm doing a set of 5 while he just did a set of 10. And I'm like on number 3. And he's like, come on. Procrastination is like masturbation. At the end of the day, you're only fucking yourself. So get it done, Ariel. Get it done. And I'm like, and I did it, and I'm just like, did you just say procrastination is like masturbation? At the end of the day, you're only fucking yourself? And he was like, hell yeah. And I was like, holy shit, that's a good one, bro. and it stuck with me, bro. And I love that shit, bro. And I love that shit. That's a good quote, bro. Shout out to Taylor, man. Appreciate that one. Yeah, man.
That's fire. Well, shit, bro. We've been at it for probably about 45 minutes to an hour now. Honestly, I don't know how long this is going to be, but we've been at it for a minute now.
Yeah, we have.
Close it out, bro.
Let's do it, brother. I guess we could close it out with that quote right there, man.
Yeah.
Just remember, guys, procrastination is like masturbation. At the end of the day, you're only fucking yourself. So stop the bullshit, get out there, and get it done. Love you guys. Let that one sink in and really think about it. Let's go.
Peace out, y'all.